Hello there, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the Shrouds, a new David Cronenberg film that was released at Cannes 2024 and now is coming out around the world 2025. Now at Cannes it was not well received. It got some praise, but a lot of people in the critical community were dismissive of it and said it was a old man film type of thing. Well, it really isn't, but it is about concerns of someone who's aging, which is the idea of the loss of a loved one. And what does it mean to the psychology of a person? Because Cronenberg's about psychology and what things mean to people, and looking at it in a very unsentimental way without being cruel about it. It's not really about someone try to get closure. It's like, what's the experience like? What's it really about? So that's why films like Crash are about this made up phenomenon, but it's really about obsession and how that evolves. And this one is about how does grief evolve. And in some ways it's very tied to Naked Lunch, the film Cronenberg made in the early 90s, where he adapted William Burroughs' book and made it a bit of writing of Naked Lunch and the writing of the psychology, what it takes to create a book, and how that kind of leaves your own life messy and leaves your own psychology messy, and how things are never tied up so easily when you're a writer. And this one is like losing somebody you loved, and how it makes you reevaluate your attachment to them, your attachment to the body, your attachment to what they were. And how are you going to evolve in the future? Are you going to evolve, or are you just going to become someone who's just morose and, isolated? In this case, the lead character does not do that. It's played by Vincent Cassel, and he's basically a guy who lost his wife, probably earlier than expected to in life. And it's like he's still young enough to actually start dating again, even though he's an older guy, but he's not like really old. His wife died of cancer, so he actually watched her rot in front of him and have body parts taken away. And his reaction to the whole thing is different from most people. He creates these things called shrouds, which covers the body and allows you to see the process of the person rotting over time. And so you can see the actual death of the body long term, rather than just being like, they're dead, put the body away and forget about it, maybe go to a gravestone once in a while. He's much more about what happens to the body, and how you're attached with that body, and how that was your attachment to the world in some way, as well as the emotional side of it. And it's about how does that change over time, and how different societies view death. Because in the West we view death as the person dies, they either get cremated or they get buried, and that's it. And then the person who lost them is left to deal with it on their own. And don't bring it up too much because we don't want to talk about it. Maybe every so often you'll show them some sympathy, but apart from that, it's like, nah, that's all we do. Unlike some other cultures are much more open, like they burn the body, but there's much more of an awareness of the body and awareness of the loss. So it just depends on the culture, like what's the norm. So some cultures see this shroud thing and think it's abhorrent. Other cultures see it as like, that's interesting, that's a different take on it. So some people want to invest in it. China wants to invest in it. Other investing in it for social reasons, or other investing in it for technological reasons. No one knows. And it's a lot of films about like the paranoia. So Cassel's got his wife had a twin who both of them essentially were the same body but different soul, basically very different people. And his wife says to him before she dies, "Do not go with my sister." Now it could be because that would cheapen what we had, but also his sister-in-law is kind of crazy. And she also has an ex-husband played by Guy Pearce. Diane Kruger plays the two women, and she also plays the voice of a computer that's called Honey, it's kind of like his wife, which shows he's not really letting go, and she's like the person in the AI who's helping him through making appointments and things. But it's voiced by his wife, so it shows just saying he's not quite moved on. And again, his sister-in-law has an ex-husband played Guy Pearce, who's a computer guy who's kind of stalkerish and obsessed by her. So he's obsessed in a different way. He's obsessed by the idea of her. He's obsessed by conspiracy theories, and so is she. So they both have this thing about conspiracy theories that the sister-in-law and Guy Pearce character had together before they split up. So that was their kind of relationship. So it becomes this thing about what's in the head, what's the reality, what's not reality for you, and how does your view of reality evolve. And you see, as Cassel goes on, his view of women has slowly changed because he viewed his wife and she'd lost an arm, she'd lost a breast, and is like, he could have a much more different, less traditional view of women. And he still imagined his wife and what she was before and after. And that affects how he looks at other women. And again, none of this stuff is closed off. This is all just what's going on in his head. This is just his life, really. And the film's about that. It's about like all these people try to mess with him. Are they messing with him because of he's got technology they want? Is it more personal? And he doesn't know, and the film isn't, like Cronenberg a lot of time doesn't explain everything and say this is a definite answer, because a lot of it's really about the experience of the guy or the lead character, and he's like, he doesn't know if someone's messing with him or someone's not. Doesn't have technological knowledge to know that. And also, in some ways, he doesn't care. It's whatever this new life he's got is keeping him alive and getting him curious about life again and bringing him back out to the world in his own way. It's not exactly the same as it was before, but he's in his own different way of doing it. So he kind of starts to go with the weird conspiracies, and again, what's wonderful is it does explain things, and at some point the film ends and you're left with all the questions, but then you can backtrack, and again, what it is about is like him making sense of what's a conspiracy, what's not. Is the conspiracies our way of dealing with death, with life? Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories around all the time now. If you go on the internet, you realise lots of people have got weird theories about books, films, whatever in life, politics. They've all their theories, and they're all sure this is exactly right, and all sure this is exactly the truth, and a lot of it's just coping mechanisms to survive life, rather than, cohesive facts based. If you look at the conspiracy theories now that MAGA have taken advantage of, most of them are nonsense, but there's an emotional attachment a lot of people have to them that gives their lives importance. If you look at a lot of the far right stuff, a lot of it just is emotion based. Because we can't trust the government and all that stuff, because basically lives feel meaningless nowadays, so you have to try and find something, even if it's find something that's actually giving you security, because human beings are irrational. And this film's about that kind of sense of irrationality that's taken over through technology, and how we're spinning things out. Things we had to deal with by ourselves before, now it's spun out through our interaction with technology. And is it healthy or is it not? It's like, it's just there. And it's one of those situations where we just have to, go along with it and see where it leads. Because in real life things tend to calm down eventually, but this film's about the experience of it, the experience of this new reality that's both technological, and also if someone loses someone, it's a new reality for them, and they go into it in ways that are healthy and ways that are unhealthy. Because the Shrouds thing could be viewed as very unhealthy, but also from other cultures' view, it could be viewed as healthy as a way to actually look at death in a much more rational way, and look at your own problems in a more rational way, or as unhealthy as a more morbid. It's up to that. It's an eye of the beholder. Some people much prefer having the more traditional experience, but other people, that's not good enough for them. So this film's all about life and all about how we deal with life and death, and it offers no answers. It just offers a mirror to our current hyper interactions and current sense of need for some sort of feeling. And it's also, as it's human nature, this is the way it's always actually been. This is you to just take added onto it, but it's looking at emotions that have always been there that we just don't talk about, or wish not to talk about because they're too uncomfortable. So it's a wonderful film. It's another top level Cronenberg film. I highly recommend it. At the moment it's my film of the year, easily. So go watch it. I don't know what people were talking about didn't like it. This is, top level stuff. Okay, right, I'll see you all later. Right, bye.